that Adam Schiff was associated with this guy, Ed Buck. He was there for fundraisers. And I also know from my own personal experience, my involvement in politics, local politics and organizing politics and stuff like that, that people in politics, either campaign fundraisers or people running for office, they're very social. These are social people. They'll socialize with each other. And you socialize, again, too, when you're at these political meetings and rallies and events and planning things, all this kind of stuff. And you see someone, who you may be sexually interested in, you kind of establish relationships. It's like part of your dating pool because you want to date someone who has the same political beliefs as your own and the same type of sexual interests as your own. By the way, too, I'll get into that in a minute. Okay. So, and there's a lot of drinking going on, a lot of socializing, wines, a lot of sex too. Now, Adam Schiff was definitely associated with this guy. Backyard parties, barbecues, all kinds of stuff, fundraisers. They knew each other. There's photos of them together. We know that. That's all real. That's reality. Okay? That needs to be looked into by real reporters and real investigators. Let's see what's going on here. But now, what comes up in the past week or so is a lot of, and this is what makes me nervous, because you got something that's real, and then the hysteria stuff comes up. Like you see, there was a Photoshop of Schiff with his dad that was photoshopped that the dad's, Jeffrey Epstein's face was put on the dad's body. And a lot of people see that. They're convinced now that he knew Epstein. It's proven that was a Photoshop. There's no doubt about that. The photographs with him with Ed Buck are not Photoshop. Those are real. Okay? Then it comes up now this other business. And I've looked into it, and it's absolutely crazy. Let me take a little commercial break here, and then we'll get into the crazy stuff. We'll be right back after these messages. And now a word from our sponsors.
Are you ready to change your life, but don't know how to start? Is your stress and worries keeping you awake at night? Have you been battling grief, anxiety, or depression all alone? Have you lost touch with your own sense of being or spirituality? Soul Free Therapies offers professional and affordable live video streaming counseling and coaching services from the comfort of your own home. Sessions offered in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Go to our website at www.soul-free.com and book your first session today.
Hey, check out our brand new sponsor, Dynamic Solutions 2. That's the number 2. They offer a life-changing, dynamic financial solution. The finest in fast, professional, affordable credit repair. Is your credit in bad shape? Do you need a new car? Ready to buy a new house? You want to rent an apartment? Are you going to apply for a job? Any one of these activities, they're going to ask for a credit report, and then check out your credit score. Let Dynamic Solutions 2 erase your negative credit remarks. They have affordable monthly prices. They accept Visa, MasterCard, PayPal options available. You go to www.dynamicsolutions, that's the number 2.com, or call 424-888-2820. 424-888-2820. Now, if you enter promo code ED or you mention Ed Opperman, you get a 10% discount. How's that? You get a free consultation, all negative items removed, get back in positive credit position. Dynamic Solutions 2, life-changing dynamic financial solutions. 424-888-2820. Tell them Ed Opperman sent you. You get a 10% discount.
Hey, you, podcast listener. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. Take the blue pill. You wake up in your bed and go back to listening to mundane podcasts that won't challenge your religious beliefs and your so-called truths about reality, the universe, and consciousness. Take the red pill. Subscribe to the Event Horizon podcast, hosted by Mark Anthony Peterson, and he will show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Event Horizon takes a walk into the paranormal with a splash of conspiracy. It's the podcast that would be born if David Icke and the X-Files had a baby. Subscribe to the Event Horizon podcast by Mark Anthony Peterson on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Stitcher, or any of your other favorite podcast platforms. Remember, all we are offering is the truth, nothing more.
Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with Pure Soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. So we're talking about this story about Adam Schiff. Now, this thread comes up. Let me see. Is there a date on this? Yeah, November 19th. November 19th, 2019. Right? These guys, I'm not going to give them any publicity, but they seem to be some kind of podcasters or something like that. Let me take a little further look here. So, these guys post these screenshots. New thread of pics lifted from Facebook. Credit, I don't want to give this guy a hard time either. Ronald blankety blank. What happened at the Standard Hotel? So they take some screenshot of this poor guy, Ronald. Okay, and I've talked to Ronald. He's a very nice guy. He sent me pictures of his cat. Nice guy, Christian guy, wonderful guy. I like him. And they're taking screenshots of all the stuff he's talking about. There's an empty courtroom and a federal protected witness who testified in many courtrooms, such as this one, alleges that a California Congress member raped and drugged an African-American child. The witness was anonymously identified as John, here to help. And he said in 2017, California Rep. Adam Schiff dressed up in drag and went to the Chateau Marmont near the Standard Hotel in Los Angeles. A handler plied a 10 or 11-year-old African-American male child with methamphetamine or crystal meth. The handler allegedly took the child to Schiff's room. The black child was unconscious. He died of an overdose. Schiff allegedly raped him for an hour, thinking the black kid was just unconscious. Now, when Schiff discovered the child is dead, he freaks out, the anonymous federal witness, protected witness said. A witness who was one door down saw everything that happened. This witness saw the crew who was sent to clean up everything. Months later, John here to help says, Schiff had that well-known witness killed. Oh boy, Schiff's on a murder spree. John here to help said the room was wired. Consequently, everything was video recorded. Schiff knows he was video recorded. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has a copy of the video. How this guy would know this? Okay, let's say you had some information about this murder took place. Either it's the Standard or the Chateau. The story changes. Okay, sometimes it's at the Standard Hotel. Sometimes it's at the Chateau Marmont. The difference, it doesn't really matter. Keep going. But how would this guy know Pelosi has the tape? The video is out there, said John here to help. I have not seen it. I have been told by people who have seen it what's on it. This is ridiculous. Anyway, now they clean up the room and they're taking everything out because they panicked. And then they went. And who was in the room? One door down? Or one bungalow away? Now, see, the Chateau Marmont has bungalows. I'm pretty sure the Standard doesn't have bungalows. Was Anthony Bourdain. And that's why Anthony Bourdain was killed. All right. Because he contacted the LAPD, and then Schiff had Bourdain suicided. Oh, boy. Anyway. So, I said, you know what? Let me check this out. Let me call this Ronald guy, get a hold of him. I'm trying to find him. And was able to find him through Facebook. Very nice man. Hey, man, I want to talk to you about this post, this thing about John, about this Schiff murdering this kid. Are you a witness to this? Do you know anything about this? He says, no. I watched a YouTube video. All right. So you got these podcasters here are reporting screenshots of a guy that has nothing to do with any of this. Nothing to do with any of this at all. Put with his name and his picture and his Facebook page as he's some kind of an expert or authority. And I talked to him. I said, do you know anything about this? Do you have any involvement? No, I watched a very convincing YouTube video, and I'm convinced it's true because I listened to it, and the guy was having trouble breathing, and he says he was tortured, and it was painful to listen to, but I believe it. So it turns out he watched a video interview of this guy, John Here to Help, and John Here to Help is a 100% anonymous guy, nothing, no name, nothing, nobody knows who he is. This guy, Ronald, who's the source of this report, but these other podcasters, he's a real guy, but he knows nothing, saw nothing, but watched YouTube. This is the story. Now, the story is up around other places here, too. Now, this one here says it happened at the Chateau Marmont, near the Standard, but there's other versions where it happened in the Standard. Now, this is supposedly happened in 2017. Now, when this came across my attention and I saw this, I started asking questions about, well, anybody know how to get a hold of this guy? What's going on here? Let me check this out. I can look into this. I even called up a friend of mine who's a Hollywood fixer PI. Hey, man, you know anything about this? Well, first of all, I know that Schiff is gay. I said, well, how do you know that? Because, that's not out there, How do you know that? I can just look at him and tell. Okay? You can guess who that was, okay? I can just tell. I said, what do you know about, Bourdain's? Oh, no, Bourdain was a suicide. I'm pretty sure that. Oh, wasn't he a heroin addict, I know he wasn't an addict at the time he killed himself, I think. Yeah, but anyway, let's move on. Let's not disgrace the memory of Anthony Bourdain any more than we have to. The idea here is people are circulating this story here, okay, about something that happened allegedly happened in 2017 that has no basis in reality whatsoever. And then others now are taking this and saying, you know what? That's why. Remember when those black helicopters were in L.A. and there was those big booms and they were doing those drills and that's connected to this. That's why I always suspected this. Well, it turns out that happened in 2019. They're claiming this happened in 2017. See, but a lot of these stories about this thing here about Adam Schiff, different dates, different locations, different times, and they even took a picture that Schiff had posted of himself with his little. Schiff posted a picture, and he says, "This is one of my favorite pictures of me and my little brother." And the little brother's a black kid. He was adopted or what? I don't know what the details are to that. And they took that picture. That's from Schiff's real Twitter. And they took that and says, here's what's his name? Schiff with the boy he killed. So what I think happens in a lot of these cases is some of these people, maybe this guy here, what's his name again? Ron. I think he's just a well-meaning guy. Okay. I don't think he's in on his disinfo campaign. But I think a lot of times what they'll do is if there is something out there that they're worried about, like with, like I'm saying, a connection to Buck, okay, which I've looked into that personally, and I know that there's something creepy going on there. I could just tell by talking to the people involved that they'll create this other fantasy story that can easily be dismissed and holes poked through it. This has nothing to do with the military drills that they were having with the helicopters in 2019, but people are saying that it did. This has nothing to do. Was it the Standard? Was it the Marmont? Nobody knows. They're making up different stories. They posted something out like he's an authority or some kind of source. So this has nothing to do with this. There's no one here you can reach out to. How do you find this John Here to help people? What? If you're out there, John, contact me. You got a case, you need help, I'll help you. In real life, this crazy Twitter nonsense and stuff. Oh, let me get into that for a second. I don't want to get too far off a field here, man. But I am so pissed off at this Twitter stuff, man. This is another reason why I had that dream about the old man at the sea there, okay? All right? Past couple of days, twice. Two different situations. Right? One, in the past couple of months, this Twitter star, right? 80,000 followers on Twitter. Oh, I'm a whistleblower.